So, we've done our Pavamuktasana joint freeing series with Marleen, and we've gone through from sitting on the ground to going on the chair and then lying on the ground. So there's very different ways that we can do this. And then I have a few questions for you, Marleen. Yes, of course. And that is regarding the timing. So this is something, I'm going to mention something that you say through the practice, which actually caught my attention, which I thought was incredibly interesting, which you said, when this feels complete. Yes, you say that sentence a lot.
Yeah.
When it feels complete, then rest or move to the next side. Now, I thought that that was so appropriate for yoga therapy, for the practice that we're doing, because that's exactly how I felt when I was doing it. I felt like we talked about counting at the beginning, yes? And we talked about how many repetitions of this do we do? 3 repetitions, 4 repetitions, up to 8 repetitions. But we were talking about it earlier, that we said, well, actually it depends, because it depends on the joint, right? So for some of you, you'll be able to do a repetition of 8 with the feet, but maybe you have carpal tunnel syndrome and the wrists, you cannot do 8 repetitions, it's too much. For some, you know, moving the shoulders, if there's a history of shoulder injury, or maybe, maybe tiredness or whatever reason. And what I really loved was the, when it feels complete. So do you want to explain a little bit about that?
Yes, so I explain it from my own experience, because when I started with doing this practice, well, any yoga sequence and repetitions left and right, or number of sun salutations, so the number, so what number, how many times do I have to do it, because to do it right? But there is no right and there is no wrong, it's just how it is to you in that moment. So, and for that you have to turn inwards, because that is where the magic happens, inside you, and not how it looks or how many times you do or how it is in the book or how the teacher told you to do it. So you decide for yourself. So it's a way of exploring, and by sensing to go within, and maybe you do it 4 times on the left side and 8 times on the right side, because it feels like
yes, because you obviously have a history of something going on that shoulder. Maybe you're using the computer, one side feels a lot more tired, or absolutely, absolutely. And really, I love exactly what you're saying, which is it really depends. And the counting is a number that somebody told you to do.
Yeah, it's a structure, and well, it's of course to have a baseline, but you can explore and to leave that and to choose, and that is, I think, very empowering. You decide for yourself what works for you, and what doesn't work for you, you leave it. And that's also what. So you learn how to. In this way, you cultivate your interoception and your
self-agency and awareness. Absolutely. And of course, like you said, we say a number as a guidance. So when we say between 6 and 8 repetitions, it means it's not 31, right? Okay, that we're not going to go all the way to 30, but that is within that range. But it could be 2, it could be 3, or maybe you start doing and then you go, oh, that doesn't feel right, and you might do nothing. You might think, okay, I'm going to skip this one, which comes to my next question, which is, what about skipping one of the exercises? Because, of course, whether you're lying down, sitting, or on the chair, the circumstances of the person are different, and maybe you as a teacher, you forget, right, to do one of the practices. So what happens then if you forget one of them?
Nothing.
Nothing happens. Wow, that's incredible.